I am neither a medical doctor nor a formally trained scientist. What I am is a curious observer of life, a seeker of knowledge, and a student of the findings of researchers who have devoted their lives to understanding the extraordinary mechanisms of the human body. What I share with you today is an amalgamation of these findings, my own observations, and the reflections that naturally arise from pondering the intricate systems of life. I encourage you, above all, to explore these studies, read the research papers, and challenge your understanding of this topic before forming any concrete conclusions. What I present here is a doorway, not the final answer. Let us begin by examining the most fundamental force in existence, the force of life itself. At the core of all living beings, plants, animals, humans, lies a deep pulsating drive, an energy that propels creation forward. This is the sensual energy, the desire to procreate. It is subtle, yet omnipresent. It is the spark that causes a bird to sing at dawn, the peacock to display its majestic feathers, the human to compose symphonies, craft novels, and build monumental works of art. This primal feeling is the engine of existence, a regenerative power that sustains life, nourishes it, and when properly channeled, gives birth to new life. This energy is neither inherently good nor bad. It is simply a force, neutral in essence, waiting for direction. Each individual holds within themselves the ability to direct this energy toward creation in all its forms, the literal creation of offspring, the regeneration and maintenance of one's own body, or its release in the pursuit of sensory pleasure. The choice is ours, and yet each choice carries a cost, a biological trade-off that has been studied extensively in both humans and other organisms. In biology, this principle is often expressed as the disposable soma theory of aging, first formulated by Thomas Kirkwood. In essence, it suggests that organisms have finite energy, which must be allocated between reproduction and the maintenance of the body's cells and systems. If energy is heavily invested in reproduction, less is available for repair and maintenance, potentially shortening lifespan. Conversely, the conservation of energy for bodily maintenance can prolong life, enhance vitality, and improve overall health. The body is not an inexhaustible machine. It has limits, and the way we allocate our energies influences how long we thrive in this world. Consider this. Neutered dogs, for example, consistently live longer than non-neutered dogs. Studies on insects and other animals show that those who do not engage in reproductive activity tend to outlive their fertile counterparts. Historical evidence even points to eunuchs living longer than the average male, though, of course, this is not a viable choice for most humans due to its obvious consequences. This raises a crucial insight. The act of reproduction itself demands energy that could otherwise be used to maintain the organism, repair cells, and sustain long-term vitality. Yet this is not to suggest that desire itself is harmful. Desire, sexual or otherwise, is not the enemy. In fact, studies and anecdotal evidence suggest that people with high sexual interest often live longer than those with low sexual drive. The Taoists, for example, never advocated complete abstinence from the physical act, but instead taught techniques to conserve sexual fluids while harnessing the energy they generate. This transmutation of sexual energy, redirecting it from purely physical expression toward mental, creative, and spiritual endeavors, has been observed to amplify human potential, providing men and women with heightened creativity, resilience, and mental acuity. Napoleon Hill once wrote that sexual desire is the most powerful of human drives. When harnessed and redirected, it fuels imagination, courage, willpower, and creativity. Many of history's greatest thinkers, artists, and leaders were men and women who understood this principle intuitively. Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, Isaac Newton, and Cervantes all retained their creative energies through conscious restraint, allowing their genius to flourish far beyond what might have been possible otherwise. By learning to channel sexual energy into productive and creative outlets, individuals essentially unlock a hidden reservoir of life force, elevating their mental and physical potential. From a biological perspective, this is not surprising. Reproduction requires resources, hormones, proteins, cellular energy, all of which could alternatively serve maintenance functions in the body. This trade-off is evident across species. Salmon, for instance, reproduce once in a dramatic event, after which their bodies degenerate rapidly and they die. Plants and insects exhibit similar phenomena, where the act of reproduction can precipitate aging and eventual death. At its core, life is a balancing act. Energy spent in one domain is unavailable in another. The body's energy is finite, and optimal longevity requires careful allocation. The human body, under ideal conditions, can live to 100 years or more, provided that energy is wisely managed and not squandered through excessive or unnecessary expenditure. Yet energy is not merely physical. It is mental and emotional. Strong emotions, whether positive or negative, trigger chemical reactions within the body that influence health. Fear, jealousy, and prolonged stress produce toxins that compromise the immune system, damage tissues, and accelerate degeneration. Conversely, hope, love, joy, and engagement in purposeful activity produce hormones and neurochemicals that repair, regenerate, and strengthen the organism. This is where perspective becomes crucial. Life, in essence, is a game, a complex, interactive simulation in which we are both the player and the character. Each of us is endowed with unique abilities, traits, and capacities. Like a video game, we can train, adapt, and improve our skills, whether physical, mental, or creative. We can explore new environments, meet diverse people, confront challenges, and experiment with strategies, all while knowing that this experience is temporary and malleable. By seeing life as a game, we alleviate unnecessary stress and fear, particularly the fear of death, which is a principal force that keeps humans shackled by excessive seriousness and anxiety. To optimize longevity and vitality, we must align ourselves with natural principles. Sunlight, fresh air, seasonal rhythms, and proper nutrition are not trivial details. They are essential determinants of health. Sunlight produces vitamin D, regulates hormones, supports bone and cardiovascular health, and enhances mitochondrial function. Deficiencies in vitamin D have been linked to conditions ranging from depression to Alzheimer's disease, hypertension to chronic fatigue syndrome. Moreover, sunlight triggers the release of nitric oxide in the skin, supporting cellular communication and regeneration. A lack of exposure to these natural elements disrupts our physiology, accelerates aging, and reduces life expectancy. Nutrition, too, is foundational. Diets that prioritized whole, minimally processed foods, fruits, vegetables, beans, and grains, and moderate amounts of meat support optimal health, nutrient absorption, and energy utilization. Moderation is key. Overconsumption, even of healthy foods, can strain the digestive system and reduce longevity. Simple practices such as chewing thoroughly, eating slowly, and listening to bodily cues for satiety improve both nutrient absorption and overall vitality. Movement is another vital principle. Our bodies are designed to move, to work, to engage in problem-solving and challenge. Exercise is not merely about aesthetics, it maintains cardiovascular health, muscular strength, cognitive function, and energy efficiency. A sedentary lifestyle accelerates degeneration, whereas consistent physical engagement prolongs vitality and supports regenerative processes. Similarly, meaningful engagement in work or purposeful activity, whether intellectual, creative, or social, stabilizes sleep cycles, fosters emotional well-being, and strengthens the mind-body connection. Emotional mastery plays a pivotal role in health. Negative emotions such as anxiety, grief, and anger produce biochemical stress responses that undermine the immune system, promote inflammation, and accelerate cellular aging. Positive emotions, joy, curiosity, love, hope, and stimulate restorative hormones, enhance cognitive performance, and improve overall resilience. Recognizing this connection between mind and body empowers us to consciously cultivate mental states that enhance longevity. Life, when viewed as a game, provides clarity on how to channel energy, emotions, and desire effectively. The human body is a vehicle, and its capacities, physical strength, mental acuity, and sexual vitality are resources to be nurtured. Overindulgence in any one domain comes at the expense of others. By understanding these trade-offs and aligning ourselves with natural laws, sun, seasons, movement, diet, and emotional regulation, we can maximize our vitality, extend our lifespan, and experience life fully. Every human being is born with a template, a design encoded into their biology that governs growth, development, and potential. Just as a duck will never grow a human hand, our bodies follow the laws of design and adaptation. These laws manifest in everything from cellular regeneration to organ function, from the timing of sleep to the efficiency of energy metabolism. The more we align ourselves with these natural principles, the more our bodies regenerate,